Hey, everybody. Holy crap, holy. It's been 2 years since my last live stream. That's right, 2 years. Comic books, fandom, all that shite, full of so much drama. But let me tell you something, I had real life drama, and it took me out of the comic books game for 2 years. 2 years I sat on the sidelines, couldn't pick up a pen, couldn't pick up a pencil, couldn't do anything. But those folks that were patient with me, the people that have been backing my crowdfunding campaigns, both friends, fans, and patrons of my art, they stuck around, and man, they got Venerella 2, number 2, in the mail this week. I shipped out half of my fulfillment. Going to ship out another quarter this coming week, and then the last quarter of the following week. I got some folks in the United Kingdom, so I'm going to take a little time to send them some books. Anyway, so got a friend of mine joining me right now. It's
What's going on, Anthony?
it's
Long time no
Cantonese,
see.
it's the Cantonese comic kid, Jeff. What's up, Jeff? How are you, buddy?
Not much, not much. Glad to see you back.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. So I sent out Venerella 2.
You
Did you
mean
get
this
it
thing?
yet? Oh, look
Yeah.
at that. So both Jeff and I are in Florida. So I guess
Yeah.
Jeff got it real quick. Real
Yeah.
quick.
I got it like
Um,
Saturday afternoon.
Very awesome. Very awesome. Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff's been a fan of mine, a friend of mine for a long time, way back from the Oh My God indie days.
hmm
Um, and um, and you just got Venerella too. I'm real happy to see that, buddy. Um, did you read it yet?
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it though, man.
All
I
right,
honestly
cool,
really
cool.
yeah.
Well, issue 3.
hmm
I already wrote it. And I'm working on Misty America 2, which, by the way, Misty America 1 came out in 2021, and I
Right.
stopped doing it to work on Venerella. And guess what? You know what? It's an election year. So 2020 is when Misty America 2 1
It
started.
works out.
Misty America 2 is coming out hey, Misty America in 2024. So the thing is so Jeff, you like the arc so far with Venerella? I knew
Yeah.
you were gonna like it. What's funny is, even though I took my sweet ass time making it, um, when I finished it, I mean, if anyone's familiar, I had a tragedy in my family 2 years ago, and it was so harsh and sudden that I stopped drawing, and I had a page left. I hadn't lettered it, hadn't
Right.
really even. I had scanned half the book. I didn't even have the rest of the book scanned, and I just put my pencils down, like during COVID, like pens down. I just couldn't. I
Right.
couldn't create, but I got it good to go now, and I'm really happy with the results. The only thing is, for my backers, if you're there, and I'm going to
Yeah.
show the campaign in a minute. Originally, I had promised everybody got a free song. By the way, two
Right.
years ago, you got a free metal song by my band
Right. Right.
for the campaign when I finished it, and then I know I had promised some trading cards. Well, I had a little problem with the printer with the trading cards, but
Right.
as a result, originally I asked you guys, I told you
Yeah.
I was going to send everybody 2 prints.
Right.
Well, I
Right.
think everybody got 5 prints.
Yeah.
Got 3
Yeah.
prints by my good friend Dan Pleagle, and you
Yeah.
got 2 Misty America prints with unknown art that you've never seen
Right.
before, and
Right.
we'll talk about that in a moment. I got another guy in the waiting, Agent DeCamp. If you can hear the sound of my voice, sir, are you good to go? Do you want in, buddy? Agent, can you hear me, Agent? See if I can unmute Mr. Agent. Can't unmute the guest. Their mic isn't connected. All right. Well, Agent, if you come back on, let me know. Give me a high sign, and I'll get you on there. Okay. So we're waiting on my good friend Agent DeCamp. So Jeff, oh, let me see if he's here. Agent, you there? Can you hear me? We still can't hear you. You got no sound. No sound, buddy. No sound. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all that expensive stuff you got there. So Agent's great with the recorded videos, but when he goes to live stream, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's always had some problems. Jeff, what have you been doing besides
Hanging out with the Frazettas.
stalking the Frazetta family 24/7? No, of course, Jeff and I, although I've got out of the comic book game for a bit, I always follow what you're doing on Instagram, and
Yeah.
It's great. I saw you in a big Death Dealer sweatshirt today, hoodie, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what have you been doing with? Have you been streaming at all? Because I'm not watching anything.
Well, yeah. Well, I haven't been streaming on the channel for a little bit. Like same as long as after you took the hiatus, the show actually went to. I'm like, forget it.
Okay.
So I went, and then
how is our
yeah, what?
how is our disc golf playing friend? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's cool.
All
We're
right.
just I'm just working on other stuff, like more Vampirella stuff. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Because honestly, I'm a Vampirella guy, so might as well put some more of that stuff out. And like I'm learning a lot more stuff. So
Sure. Sure.
yeah. So
Sure.
that's coming down the line. I'm working on a bunch of stuff. It's just finding the time to actually do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see you on with the Frazetta family so much. I think they should maybe put you on the payroll.
Yeah.
It seems like you get their information out a lot. You're promoting their stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So, more power to you.
Mhm.
As I said, what was the name of the show we used to do?
Extreme Nerd Table.
Ah, that's right. Mikey. Thank you very much, Mikey. It's good to see you again. I appreciate it. I'm glad. As I said, I went through real life drama. In fact, my real life drama has amped up again. I'm not going to get into it, but I have two life altering situations that occurred
Right.
the day after
Right.
I printed the book and picked it up at the printer. Venerella
Right.
2, paid for it, and then I got like a double punch to the gut, which again I'm not going to get into for both legal reasons and personal reasons. But
Yeah.
let's just say I went through drama in 2022 in April, and April is playing me a fool again in 2024. But so two things: I need money. So Misty America 2 is coming back. I need to do some crowdfunding, and I promise. Now, to be fair, Mikey, anyone else watching, I put out 6 copies of a book called Oh My God in 2 years. Okay, I
Mhm.
delivered a copy every 3 months to like kind of sow my wild oats and cut my teeth making indie comics. And then I saw all these crowdfunding people, whether it's Comicsgate or Kickstarter people or anybody that was on YouTube pushing their crowdfunding books. And I saw that some of these people were taking 3, 4, 5 years to put out books and whatever. Well,
Right.
I thought to myself, I put out Venerella. And first of all, I put out Misty America. 4 months later, I put Venerella out.
Yep.
3 months later out, I put, and then what happened is I started 3 months later, almost completed Venerella 2. It was first from the year 2020 to 21.
Mhm.
Crowdfunded 2 books successfully. Then my third book, Venerella 2, I had a big problem in that this very cover,
Mhm.
this cover got banned or blocked
Oh,
by
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo.
Yeah, I
And
remember. I forgot about that. Yeah.
what my crowdfunders don't know is they struck me. And the funny thing is, this was the highest selling copy. Okay. So they say that I was promoting sexual depravity or something like that. Okay.
Oh, because because it's a chained
Because
up
she's in
cover.
bondage or whatever.
It's
So
a bondage.
yeah. So there we go with that. I'll be right with you, agent. So we did that, and they struck me down. And what they did is they held my funds for not one, not two, but 3 months. I didn't get paid for 3 months. And during those 3 months, I had tragedy strike my family. And I just said, F all this. And I quit doing the book because, like, I had expenses and all kinds of stuff. But that's not relative. I was just so aggravated at the crowdfunding, the comic scene, the whole thing. And with everything that happened to my family, I just took a break. Here I am. I started at the beginning of this year, 2024, and I said, I have to put this book out. I inked another page, my last page. I lettered it. I sent it out. Let's see if he can join us this time.
Hello.
Agent. Oh, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah, I
him.
have to do it on my phone.
Oh,
For
Okay.
some reason, I could hear Jeff, but I couldn't hear Anthony.
I got you.
Oh,
And then you guys couldn't hear me.
The voice
It was
of God. I was like I was like Black Bolt. If you would have heard me, your head would have
Yes.
exploded or
Yes.
something. Anyway, Alan, I was just recapping. I'm just so I wanted to figure out how to run these live streams again. So I decided to stream tonight.
Right.
I put it out there, even on Twitter, on the X. I put the link out so anyone can join me tonight. It's a wide open invitation. And the thing is, I just wanted to get kind of sow my wild oats again. And I was just telling Jeff, it's like I was going through the real life drama that I've had. And, again, I was telling him that originally Venerella 2 got slammed and banned by Indiegogo.
Right.
And they actually held my funds for 3 months.
Yeah, I remember.
For paying me. And I was pretty annoyed. And then right after that, look at those acrobatics that Alan's doing. Agent to camp. Oh, now oh my God, it's like a virtual reality tour. Look at Alan's house, by the way.
Wow.
Look at all those toys.
I'm trying to find my my phone stand.
I just wanted to see all those toys again.
Oh, hold on.
I hope everybody's got their clothes on in your house. Look at this. This is like a ride at Universal or something.
If you
Jeff,
get motion sickness.
Jeff, look at all these. Jeff, look at all these
Yeah.
toys on the wall.
Yeah.
His poor wife has got to deal with this shite. Look, every corner of the house is covered in toys. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's like he robbed a Target, Walmart, and Ollie's all at the same time. Look at everything. Anyway, so welcome to Hoarders Anonymous.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's a much better angle.
I got my phone.
All right, it's like a kaiju movie.
There we go.
All right, hey. So anyway, wow, that was crazy. So,
Did you get nauseous? Did you?
So no. So after all that, I kicked it into overtime and overgear this
Overdrive?
January. 3 months ago, I said, F this. I'm gonna finish Venerella 2. And I lettered the book. I inked the last page. I sent it to the printer 3 weeks ago. Last Wednesday, I got it back in the afternoon around 5:00, and I paid for it. I picked it up at the printer and paid for it. And then the very next day, I found out that I was without a job for the first time in 15 years.
Yep.
And then let's just say I'm not going to go into details, so please don't ask, but let's just say my personal life went topsy-turvy the very same afternoon to the detriment of my health and my family and my finances and everything else. So what I really want to say is I'm going to alleviate all that drama. I'm going to crowdfund Misty America 2 starting maybe this coming weekend. I'm going to launch my campaign. If you read the description here of this video and also in the comments, which I'm going to post again, anybody who could see this stuff, there is an Indiegogo sign-up page coming soon for Venerella 2. Now, when Venerella 2 comes out, I'm going to do
Misty America.
Misty America. What did I say? Venerella 2?
Yeah.
Venerella 2, yeah.
Misty America 2. I'm sorry. It's an election year. Misty America in 2024. Now, it's very funny. I was just telling Jeff, agent, that when Misty America, when I was first promoting it, it was 2020. Wow. So every election year, a Misty America comic will come out, except Misty America 3 will be out next year. I promise. Just like every good politician, I stand by my promises. And by the way, I promised Venerella was coming out in 2022, but things didn't work out in my favor. And you know what? All I got to say is there are some big time professional guys out there with books that are 4 or 5 years late. And that's not anything about them, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But Alan also got, or Agent DeCamp also got his.
Call me Alan.
I could call you Bocephus. I can call you anytime.
Yeah.
Anyway, Agent DeCamp got some comics from me too. Agent DeCamp actually crowdfunded some original art too, which he got. And just FYI, everybody that backed the campaign that bought a page of original art has received it already. Okay. You guys were the first to get them. And then my second round was just people on the East Coast. And then I also sent, look at that.
Nice.
Look at that stuff. He's got some original art that he bought. Look at that stuff. That's from my hand. There's no 3D assets used and no digital artwork.
Or no AI or used.
That ain't my business. Whoops. Whoops.
In this one here, I noticed in the background, is this like her personal buddy?
What's that? Is that, oh, you think that's a vibrator?
It's whatever you think.
It's either that or a bowling pin.
Yeah, because it's like it's bigger than her arm.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Okay, maybe it's just a Martian lava lamp or something.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it's a big ass dildo. I don't know.
No, that's what I was wondering.
I mean, it gets lonely. It's lonely in space, and they can't hear you scream. So you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, now, but
they can hear the moan.
I think that was just a furniture or a lamp or something.
Decoration.
But you think whatever you want. Yeah, that's it. So Misty America 2. When we left Misty America in the first issue, which was 1 million years ago, Misty America was in Afghanistan or the Middle East in 1998. Well, she will be returning to another time period in the past in Misty America 2. And let's just say that she's going to be battling some Nazis in World War II. And she's being joined by her sister, who we all met at the end of Misty America 1. Spoiler. So there's going to be two. There's going to be two hot blondes with Lugers and Tommy Thompson 45 caliber machine guns.
I thought Luger's and lube.
Luger? No, Luger is a German pistol. 9mm. It's a 9mm pistol.
Uber and Luger. You missed out the joke.
God, you guys are being gross. Man. Anyway, so Misty America 2 will be back. If you sign up right now, you will be getting a very cool, unique campaign only autograph print by me, and I'm not revealing it yet. And also there will be some perks involved, like, and I got this question and I might as well answer it. Like, I have a bunch of Chelsea and autographed copies of Misty America, the first issue.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is of course, is since Misty America 1 came out a while ago, first issue over here, of course, I'm going to be offering, just like when I came out with Venerella 2, I was offering back issues of Venerella 1.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I mean Misty America 1. There will, believe it or not, the original cover A of Misty America, which is like right behind me over there, right here.
Yeah.
Misty America, this cover, believe it or not, I did several conventions, and I only have about 12 of these left in the first printing. However, I do have a lot of Chelsea Ann, who was my cosplay model for the first issue. I have a lot of signatures, signed copies of Misty America 1 for those who missed the first issue. I still have about, I don't know, 30 sets of trading cards. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in the set. I really lost my ass, by the way, on Misty America 1.
Did you really?
Trading cards are not cheap, and I gave them out free with the issue. Stupid. Anyway, but for those who never bought or saw Misty America 1, when Misty America 2 comes out, you will be able to pick up a set of those cards if you don't have them. Also, very cool thing that I was going to save for my launch, but I'll show it again at the launch. The question I was asked is, everyone that received Venerella 2 got this cool print.
I got it.
Featuring a new cosplay model. And let me tell you something. Chelsea Ann was a very big model, like OnlyFans and all kinds of cool stuff. Well, she's kind of gotten away from that and now sells real estate somewhere. So she's not really into the modeling stuff too much. Okay. However, this young lady, who, by the way, I did this photo shoot 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So and although she's a good friend of mine, I shot this 2 years ago. So I've been sitting on this cover of issue. This will be one of the covers for Misty America 2.
Is that all you're doing, is sitting on it?
Yes. And now what's nice is, as a little perk, I have some prints that are autographed by Danny. Danny, her name's Danielle. She goes by Danny, and you can find her on social media at Danny on the Rocks. And I will share that when I do my campaign and stuff. But I'm going to be offering that as a little perk. It's a nice signed 6x9. Danny has done modeling work in the motorcycle industry. She's been centerfold and actually had an entire magazine published in Easy Rider when Easy Rider came back. Easy Rider, the famous motorcycling magazine, went digital for a while. And then every magazine, like when Playboy did it too, they go back to print, even though they're losing their ass on print.
Right.
And that's it. So it's so eventually when I launch the campaign, you're only going to have 3 covers. I'm not being greedy this time. I want to keep the campaign open a long time. So I'm going to have bundles of the 3 covers, some prints, trading cards if you want. You can add on that Danny signature, all that stuff. And I want to digress for 1 second, and I want to show off anyone that received the Venerella 2. My good buddy Dan Plegel, who did this Venerella pinup, fantastic. This pinup was actually in the back of the first issue of Venerella, and then he did these new ones. He's got this great pinup of Nikki Drake from Venerella and Martian Law. And he did this promo for Misty America, which is just so badass. And then, of course, another print I included was Danny and Misty America, which this is a comp of one of my covers, just in black and white for right now. And you'll see the cover reveal in the next week when I launch the campaign. Agent, you'll be pleased to know I'm actually appearing on Katie Did's channel.
Oh, you are? Awesome.
A week from yesterday, I'll be appearing Saturday night at 9:30.
Okay.
And I'll be on with the really great Dan Lawless.
Oh, that's cool.
And Dan Lawless, Jeff, actually, believe it or not, he did 1 or 2 issues of Conan for Marvel.
Oh, that's cool.
And you'll like his stuff because he actually he loves Frazetta. So he does painted covers in the style of Frazetta.
That's cool.
And he's a real 90s guy, so he's good with, my thing. But so
that didn't sound good.
I told Katie Did that I'd be promoting as much as I can, but I'm going to be on her show next week.
Are you going to launch on her show?
I'm sorry?
You going to launch on her show?
I'm going to launch, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I believe it or
cool
not,
thing to do.
I almost have all my shit together, so I think I am. So
okay,
probably be a good idea.
Well, next Saturday, I'll be heading to Tampa, so hopefully I'll be able to get in there.
It's all right. That's no.
He'll be in my neck of the woods. I'll be here.
and of course, I will be having original art available from. Okay. I have a lot of original art available from Misty America 1. I may even do some stuff from Misty America 2. I have some like stuff, just little things like this. Whoops, I do want to be solo. Yeah, this is the cover. Yeah. This is one of the covers. That's that. That's the that was what was on the print that you saw. Then I have this. This is gonna be another cover. It's
I like that one.
A lot better in digital.
I saw that one earlier. That was cool too.
This picture is an homage to Joe Kubert, an issue of The Unknown Soldier. And it is Unknown Soldier, Tales of War, Star Spangled War, whatever the war issue was. It's like 143 or something. And it was I actually own the issue, and it was there was a collection that they put out in the 70s that I had since I was a little kid, and it's called Our Army at War. And it's a collection. It's a collection, a trade paperback, like early trade paperback, one of those like the Marvel collections, the Stan Lee heroes and villains and stuff, Marvel team up. Anyway, this was Our Army at War. It started off with Boy Howdy and the Commandos by like Kirby. It had and then it was all DC stuff. It was Black Hawk and Enemy Ace, Sergeant Rock, The Haunted Tank, and all those stories. And then it even had a war story with Neil Adams where it was a bunch of soldiers fighting dinosaurs. And then the Losers were in there. But then there was this, and of course, Joe Kubert did like all the covers of the war comics in the 70s and 80s. But the second to last one was a Unknown Soldier issue in that trade paperback. And I loved that as a kid. And what was funny is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Unknown Soldier, but the Unknown Soldier was Mission Impossible before Mission Impossible, because he had like a Spawn hamburger face. But he used to get these masks and do all these covert ops with it. and it was exactly like Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible masks. They weren't. They were totally realistic. They formed around the face. I don't know how they had that technology in 1944, but whatever. But speaking of 1944, that's when Misty America 2 takes place.
Cool.
There's going to be Nazis and cool Volkswagens and BMWs being driven. There's going to be lots of lingerie. There's going to be lingerie in this issue because that's what those Nazis liked. And anyway, there's going to be maybe Hitler. Maybe Hitler shows up. I don't know. Who can tell? But I think there's going to be some Achtung Baby going on with Misty America 2. I see some people watching, but I don't see anybody new in the chat. If anyone's listening, please join the chat. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then let's chat. So Jeff, when are you streaming again, Jeff?
Streaming again next Saturday with G-Man. So it's gonna multi-stream. So it's gonna stream off of his channel to my channel.
What time is that?
1 in the afternoon.
1 in the afternoon. Okay, that doesn't conflict.
I'll be working.
Doesn't conflict with my program. I'm going to be on Katie Did's channel.
Right.
We're going to be probably sipping some tea and talking to people. But I'm also going to be hanging out with Dan Lawless, who I think is a fantastic artist, among other people.
Well, Double Impact's coming back. They're getting.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Double
the original chromium cover to that.
Yeah, Double Impact. I had him on my show before his tragedy struck.
Yeah.
His Ricky Carolera, his son passed away.
Oh, that's too bad.
And actually, believe it or not, talk about comics that are late. I backed his comic 4 years ago. I mean,
did Plague's Goblin Girl ever come out?
I haven't received it yet. I'm sorry.
Plague's Goblin Girl?
No, but he's also he's late, but he's coming out. And to be fair, I mean, he's made it well known. But Dan Plagle has been battling cancer.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
For years. Yes, that's one of the reasons.
I wasn't complaining. I was just curious.
No, but I just wanted to explain that Dan has been battling cancer for 2 years or more.
Wow.
And not someone in his family, but he himself. Right. And he just started doing live streaming again. In fact, I invited him on the panel tonight, on the stream tonight, but he's over in California, in LA actually. He has a cool job, if I'm not mistaken. He told me that he's been on my show before when I actually had him and Matt Barr on the show 2 years ago. And he told me that his job was he was a tow truck driver in LA, and he had like a celebrity clientele. So it's like, imagine Brad Pitt's Maserati breaks down on Ventura Boulevard. He goes and picks him up. I thought that was pretty cool. But Dan has been battling some form of cancer for several years, and he's winning. So he's still with us. He's still drawing. And and to be honest with you, I gotta tell you something. I hope you're listening, Dan, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you were an inspiration for me to start my book again, because my history of why I stopped doing this was because my family was stricken and taken down by cancer and then some other form of illness. But you got it yourself. And you're still drawing and still fighting and still loving comic books. And that kind of inspired me. It inspired me to get back in doing this. Also, I need the money. So I got because I'm broke. And
but just take it as a silver lining, man. And you're getting into comics again.
In my next live stream, you might see moving the shit off the wall. I don't know. In fact, hey, if you guys want to display, this is going cheap. No, but really, yeah. But really, fuck all that. I wasn't inspired by anybody. I need the money. So Misty America 2 possibly launches next weekend. Lots of original artwork for sale because that pays for the book. But no, getting back to Misty America, 3 covers, some cool perks. I'm gonna have a video up in the next couple days. I was gonna do it tonight, but I got lazy and I decided to talk on camera to get back into the whole.
Just to get back into the groove of
Yeah, I
things.
mean,
I got you.
when I was in the back room with Jeff, that sounds dirty. When I was in the back room, I was literally pressing the pictures because I forgot how this worked. But my point is, I'm back, mother effers, and I'm back making comics. I'm drawing. I mean, I have secret. Ain't Jeff? No offense, ancient Chinese secret. I have.
You got your token Asian, so it's okay.
I have 4 pages done of Misty
right.
2. What the F? 4 pages. I have more pages done in the last 2 weeks than I have in the last 2 years. But anyway, I'm going to be doing this more often. And if you guys, anybody watching this chat, watching this channel, please share the channel, subscribe, like. I know you're going to look at the channel and be like, what's all this band shit? Well, as I said, for 2 years, I stopped doing comics and I was posting videos of me playing Fleetwood Mac and Kiss songs and Beatles songs, whatever. But anyway, I'm back.
Restaurants.
Yeah, no, those are gone.
Oh, they're gone now?
Yeah, those are gone. Anyway, so thanks. So yeah, no, those are gone. Memories like the mind. No, but yeah, they're gone like everything else is gone.
Okay.
But my point is, I'm back doing comic books, and I'm gonna do conventions as soon as possible. But my main priority is Misty America 2. And for anybody that got Venerella 2, I already know Venerella 3. I got it written. I got 1 page done. I'm not going to show you till I get close, but I got the first page done, which is the splash page. I don't know if you guys see a theme going on, but I really like my opening splash pages. It got that one. I mean, you guys, if I don't follow a theme, I don't know what it is. Okay, so here's Venerella 1. Boom. Here's Venerella 2. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Misty America 1. Boom. And you know what? I got Misty America 2. Boom, ready, and I got the Venerella 3. Boom, ready. So I'm sorry it took so long. Misty America 2 is coming out next, and then in early 2025, maybe for Christmas, whatever, I'll launch Venerella 3. And you guys are going to like this because here's the deal. Venerella 3 is the conclusion of the first arc. So after Venerella 3, if I get hit by a bus, everybody will be happy because the whole story will be done.
Everybody's going to be happy to get hit by a bus.
Okay? I mean, you won't get your book, but it'll be done. Now, Venerella 3 wraps it all up with a nice bow, and it'll be it won't be a small issue. It'll be 32 pages or whatever I do usually. Misty America is always like 24 pages. I don't have enough inner fortitude to make a 32-page Misty America. And also, you notice anyone that's followed my career sees that I've recycled epilogues and prologues from other comics into that, but they really worked because when I did my shorts, when I did those 2 5-page shorts with Martian Law and Venus and Mars, I had planned to make it part of a bigger book. So it just worked out the way it did, and I got to say, my epilogue at the end of Venerella 1 was perfect with Commander Lewis. And then the one in the new one, if you have no idea who Nikki Drake is, I literally wrote, if you don't know who Nikki Drake is, turn the page and you find out. And you got 5 pages of Nikki Drake. And Nikki Drake, I think, is Agent's favorite character so far
Yes.
because
Yes.
she's cuddly and likes teddy bears, and I think Agent DeCamp likes girls with eye patches, is what it is. So, you know, and guys.
No, or like what the weird lamps on their desk.
Yeah, yeah, that is a lamp that will need plenty of lube or lugers. So Jeff, other than your stuff with
G.
G, are you doing any
Yeah.
other web stuff or no?
Yeah, I'm trying. It's just finding the time to edit this stuff.
Yeah. And other than Vampirella's every bit of their Vampirella's catalog from forever, are you reading anything, collecting anything?
Besides Vampirella?
Yes.
Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose. I'm still reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up. I picked up a couple of things. But this.
So I stopped reading tarot a while ago.
Yeah.
But the thing is I didn't do it because I don't like it. I just
Right.
stopped because, first of all, my LCS kept giving me both copies, like every cover.
Right.
And then also, remember that he was doing those Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving issues where it was like not panels, it was just paper with several images.
Right.
That's funny. I have a Vampiress magazine right behind me, but from 2 years ago, that I was just looking at. I was swiping some art from it. Anyway, so let me ask you this, Jeff. Is he still doing quarterly books, or is it coming out every 2 months? Jim Ballant.
Cool. I think it's it's quarterly. It's like it's quarterly.
Yeah. Did you see they just released, or they're putting out a big anthology from his Catwoman run?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. And anything else of note?
No, not much.
You guys like my new cosplay model?
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
That's all I had to ask. Right. I may have yet a third model, by the way, a lovely lady named Sage who lives in Daytona.
Oh, that's cool.
She just won a huge bikini contest.
Oh, okay.
And she lives in Daytona, so that might be a good thing to bring to a convention.
Yeah.
In fact, I was hoping to bring it to the convention in whatever December, November, whatever, but I was told that the Daytona show was all booked up. So, the folks that know the people at the Daytona Comic Book Convention, you either need to Nancy Kerrigan somebody for me, break something, or call up your.
We'll just do it guerrilla style.
Call up Tom and say, "Hey, Tom, what the hell? Why is Anthony not at the show?" So that's what I want to say. And then the Daytona show, the DeLand show in January has been announced, and I inquired about that, and I got a cold shoulder with that too, and I don't understand why. Maybe I'm being canceled. I'm not certain because there are a lot of social justice warrior types at those shows, and maybe they don't like me. I don't know, but fuck them if that's the case. But anyway, because I sell a lot of shit at my show at the shows, and I work for them, so that's all I got to say about that. But hopefully, even if I go to Ocala or something, maybe I'll go do some shows, or maybe I'll start doing Jacksonville or something, or maybe I'll go down to the Tampa St. Pete area and do a show. And I could stay at Jeff or Sarah's house, whoever.
Sarah's in Sarasota, so probably.
So all right. So now, I mean, I already see what you get every day, but on you. And by the way, let's Agent. What's your YouTube channel called again?
Department of Comics with Agent DeCamp.
Department of Comics with.
It's a long name.
Everybody, that's easy to.
But it can't be any longer than mine either. So,
Agent, Department of Comics. Department is spelled out too. It's not DEP, right?
Yep.
So it's Department of Comics with Agent DeCamp. I will try and put a link in that at some point.
Thank you.
I should have. I didn't know when when I messaged you, I didn't know what I was doing yet, so I didn't.
Fine.
Should have put it in the description, but I wasn't sure you were joining me because I set it up, then I messaged you, and then I went and took a poop. So then I came back.
Okay. Well, I
Too
couldn't
much
figure out what you said at first.
chat.
Allie
Um,
E. What's Allie E?
Yeah, I said I'm doing an Ali E stream, and I meant to say a live stream.
Yes.
So, agent, what are you? What have you been buying, consuming, hoarding lately?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I still got to do a video opening up
How do
my
you make your
monthly
Misty
order
America
list.
hat look so good? I sold. You bought that like 4 years ago.
Mhm.
Mine, I've gone through like 4 of them.
Because I usually don't wear hats.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I just wear them here.
Okay.
So I picked up a couple Fantastic Four variants.
Variants, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
Yep.
doing the Fantastic Four now? Is that old or new?
That's old. They started a new series now. Ryan North or something North is writing it. It's terrible.
Yeah, but they're relaunching a bunch of stuff too, and they're doing
then the artist, I didn't like
to-
the way the artist draws the thing. He draws the thing, but he doesn't give him a neck. He just has like a ball sitting on his shoulders.
Yeah. What do you guys? Alan?
I
What do you
picked up one of my mini grills.
Alan, what do you think about the
Nice.
new? Oh wow, look at that! Wow, what 4 or 5, huh?
Yeah.
Now you know there's
I didn't want it slab, but I couldn't turn down the price.
there's no comic in there, right? It's just the cover with a piece of.
I don't care.
Well,
I thought about cracking it open.
That's a Dave Cockrum classic, correct?
Yes. Actually, no, it's Gil Kane.
Oh, Gil Kane.
But
He didn't do
Cockrum inked it.
Right? Did Gil didn't do the interiors? Did he?
No, that's all Dave Cockrum.
Right. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. And
but Kane did the cover of Giant Size X-Men 1 as well.
Of course he did. Yeah.
A lot of people homage that one now too.
Gil Kane did 8 million comic books. What a prolific artist. I was actually just looking at the other day a whole bunch of Gil Kane vigilantes. Vigilantes from like 86, 87.
Well, back in the 90s for Bravura, I don't know if you remember that company. I think it was an offshoot of Malibu.
Yeah.
Was doing a book called Edge.
Yeah.
Left it on a cliffhanger, then he died.
Yeah. And by the way, prolific Green Lantern artist, fantastic work. Did a lot of war stuff too. A lot of covers like the Joe Kubert stuff. Gil Kane's amazing. Gil Kane's anatomy, like that's the thing is that what's funny is that people today, and when I mean people today, I mean 20-year-olds who are reading comics who look at that like that Fantastic Four shit. I mean stuff you were just showing me. It's all typical standard house look from Marvel and DC. And it looked like Crayola crayon digital shit to me. Mm-hmm. Gil Kane.
What? You haven't seen the AI bull crap yet.
We can wait a minute to talk about that. But my point is Gil Kane, right? Everything was exaggerated and the lines were thick and all that. But you know what? The guy could draw all day long. No AI, no 3D assets. He knew the drawing business.
He kept a monthly book.
And these guys like Sal Buscema, John Buscema, Gil Kane, all these guys that worked hundreds and hundreds of issues a year for Marvel and DC, Drew, Dick Giordano, Jim Aparo, Jim Starlin. I could go on and on that these guys were such good artists that they could draw cityscapes and underwater caverns and all this. You know what? Like it was nothing. Yep. And these Rich Buckler, George Perez, John Byrne, we could go on. They're classics. And you know what? Even the Jim Lee, Silvestris, Liefelds, all that stuff too. The Turner, you see Michael Turner on my wall. All those guys, none of these pictures look like photos. Okay. J. Scott Campbell and Michael Turner, the women's legs are this long and the tops of their bodies are this. Art Adams, who everybody copied his style at Image. Art Adams had thighs that were this long and little tiny legs.
Yeah.
None of these people drew like photographs because they had their own style. It was a comic book.
Right.
Now everything I see coming out, and I mean, I don't mean everything, I'm generalizing, but everything lately just looks like an AI drawing, or it looks
Right.
like a photo with some lines on it.
Mhm.
And that's no bearing on the Frazettas of the world and but the Boris Vallejos who really knew how to paint.
Right.
Right.
All these people are just putting colors and textures, and the lines of the comics are gone. They're gone.
Right.
Right.
Gone to hell. You know what? You'll never see that in one of my books. Because I can't really draw that well. No, it's no. What it is
You draw well.
I have my own style, and my style harkens back to the '90s indie comics. And
Right.
that's the way it is. And you can always, from a distance, tell a J. Scott Campbell. It doesn't matter how many digital colors are on there; he still drew it by hand to begin with.
Right.
Mhm.
Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee, all these classic artists from the '90s who are our age.
Mhm.
Um, they have a style. People today, like those Fantastic Four covers, Agent.
Yeah.
I couldn't if I studied that art for days, I wouldn't be able to differentiate one artist from another.
Mhm.
And getting back to Jeff, like you said, I have been working in the creative field for 15 years. The thing that I was
Yeah.
talking about, the AI that's being used in social media and video and everything is, I'm going to say it, it's disgusting. Okay, it's disgusting. Even when I did this live stream, the live stream before I did it, it asked me if I wanted to use AI enhancements for this stream or
Oh, wow.
artwork or the thumbnail. I was like, no, I'm doing my own, Now I think I see all these YouTubers, whether it's Trash Cast or anybody, I see them doing thumbnails with the AI, and I like some of it. It's funny,
Yeah.
but I saw the most disturbing thing in the world today. Someone said how the new Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
is like Frozen or whatever it's called, where they go
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah.
All right. And when we were kids, they had like Muppets on ice and superheroes on ice and whatever. So they had like ice skating with themes like Disney themes,
Escapades.
whatever. Someone put into the AI program, they put Ghostbusters on ice, and literally in less than a minute, the AI program drew them a stage like Rockefeller Center with an ice rink with all the Ghostbusters skating around with a big Stay Puft Man. AI did that in less than a minute.
Yeah.
So, to
Right.
be honest with you, if you type in, I want a Frazetta looking barbarian,
Yeah. I know.
a
Yeah. I've
dragon
seen it.
with a nude girl wrapped around my leg, like the National Lampoon kind of thing, Army of Darkness, Star Wars poster, whatever. If you ask that to do that, it'll do it in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. That is Terminator shit to the max. And by the way, the idea that we're allowing it to happen, the three of us here and everyone else in the world, is so damaging.
Mhm.
I have
Right.
a I have a teenage son. He says to me every day, he's like, what if I go to college or I learn a trade or I get this big engineering or whatever I'm doing, and all of a sudden I get out and they tell me, we don't need you because AI can do your job. That is what we are facing as a society if we don't wise the F up with this AI
Right.
shit. And you know what? I am the first person to believe in the First Amendment and freedom of speech and all that shit. But this
Mhm.
AI stuff is not you and me and Jeff and Al,
Right.
Agent, everybody else talking. This is a computer taking over sentient thoughts and actions and stuff. And also, by the way, it's plagiarism. Okay.
Mhm.
It's pure plagiarism. It's not like it's creating anything. When you say Ghostbusters on ice, it's grabbing pictures of an ice rink, it's grabbing pictures of Bill Murray and everybody and Dan Aykroyd and all that, and it's creating it from zero, but it's sourcing it from things that already exist.
Right.
And
Right.
believe me, in the creative field that I was in, that I just got out of, I had people that I worked for writing radio scripts by adding a few prompts on AI. And this is stuff that, I've been doing my whole life and thinking, wow, what is the point of this?
Right.
So but that's just my soapbox. Comic books, like I hear, like I don't know if allegedly or if this is fact, but Todd McFarlane just had an art contest,
Yep.
and the person that won it's an
You.
AI
Yeah.
image.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
very.
That happened, and then DC released a Batman book that has like 3 4 pages. The artist because you can like if you actually look at the art in the book,
Yeah.
you can see where the art actually started morphing into something else that's
Right.
nowhere near his type of style.
And the truth of the matter is, let's face it, and I blame that on the digital age in general, because
Yeah.
if you had Bristol board with ink and blue lines on it,
Right.
there's no faking that. But
Right.
Right.
I can, but these guys that work in Procreate and digital stuff to begin with, they're submitting their finished artwork to DC and Marvel or Image or
Right.
independent crowdfunding, Rippaverse, whatever. They're supplying they're supplying stuff digitally anyway. So
Right.
Right.
why not squeeze in a picture, a
Right.
whole picture, and they're not even bothering tracing. They're not doing anything of their own.
Right.
I'll tell you, I'd rather read 20 issues of Greg Land's porno traced art than one AI image, because at least
Right.
Greg Land took the time to trace something.
Right.
You know,
Right.
um, Greg Horn, Greg Land, any of those Greg guys, with that photo real look.
Right.
I at least they put some effort into finding the poses and the faces and the
Right.
the orgasm
Right.
trace. Meanwhile, this AI stuff is just total crap, total
Yeah.
crap. So
Hmm.
I guess
Plus,
we're
a lot
all
of times they get the
anyone
anatomy
in
wrong.
favor of AI, please raise their hand.
Yeah.
Anyone want it to die? Give it a thumbs down.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
I saw scary stuff. I don't know. You seen not that I look at girls online, but I saw there was a news article a few months ago. There was a woman on Instagram who has like 6 million followers,
Yeah, and it's an AI
an
program.
AI generated image.
Wow.
And
Yep.
when you watch the videos and photos, well, I mean, photos is one thing, but the videos, they literally look like a real woman standing there talking, and it's not at
Right.
all. So,
Or how the AI did it with the Japanese guy, whereas
right.
the Japanese guy was a guy, and then it created a whole account with a female
But
account.
also what prevents, if you have the technology to create a AI avatar and pass it off on Instagram and TikTok as a real person and no one could tell,
Hmm.
Yeah.
man, that
I
is
just did that on OnlyFans.
that is this right. And that is the scariest thing ever, because because let's face it, like Minority Report shit, couldn't they just take any of our faces and put them on
Oh yeah.
anybody and like
Yeah.
have us commit a crime or
Yeah.
assault or anything,
Right.
And how do we know we're looking at the politicians we're looking at on TV? That's a scary concept,
Yeah.
that the
Right.
AI is so good, and it's not like Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War good.
Right.
It's not Henry Cavill with his mustache erased in Justice League. This is real, scary, super advanced AI video technology that is being used all the time. In fact, this is so good, I'm not even here right now. This is I am a robot. I am not here.
You know
I'm
what's funny
actually
is a
I'm
lot of
actually
the
the
AI
ghost of
stuff they
something
want
else.
to start using it for military purposes, and every time they try it out, it always wants to eliminate the humans because they're a waste of time.
Yeah, of course. Did no one watch those James Cameron films? I
Yeah,
mean,
I
what are you
know.
talking about? But anyway, so Jeff, again, you're on the G's show
Yeah.
next Saturday, 1 o'clock, something like that. And then you're also doing
Yeah.
a stream on your own show.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, when I find some time.
Well, send
Yeah.
me a link when you do, and I'll selfishly promote my
Of
wares
course,
show.
more than happy to.
And again, I'm not promising anything, but I may be launching Misty America at the end of the week or the
Okay.
following week. But it's coming soon.
I think you ought to do it on Katie Did's channel. She has
What?
a good following.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting my shit together. I think she's got a good following because she likes spilling that tea.
Yep.
I know you don't. I know you don't follow. Hey, down with AI art. Kid Ragnarok says down with AI art. I haven't seen Kid Ragnarok in years. Kid Ragnarok, nice to see you in the chat. Down with AI art. That's right. So Kid Ragnarok, I wanna clarify. You're not saying you're down with it like OPP. Down with OPP, yeah, you know. So you're not down in that you want to get down with it. You're saying down with it like feed the Christians to the lions, down with it. And I think we all agree.
Mhm.
Jeff, I know you're not into spilling tea and the drama of comic book creators and stuff too much, but I know Agent DeCamp is. So, Agent, real quick, we just talked about that I was going to appear on Katie Did's channel, her YouTube channel. She has a great following because she loves taking clips of Eric July
Yep.
and his Ripperverse associates.
Well, not
And
only that, but she got heavily promoted with EVS.
right. Now, Jeff, if you want to back out any time of this conversation, I'm getting into some comics gatey type area because that's where I make my money. And I know you have friends down in the Miami thing who would not appreciate you being involved in
Yeah,
the conversation. You
yeah,
don't
yeah. I'll
care.
just mute it and everything.
Anyway, real quick. I don't know if you're aware, Jeff, but I'm gonna get you up to speed. Eric
Okay.
July is an African American YouTube personality who used to
Uh-huh.
have a conservative show blasting woke culture in
Right.
comic fandom, right? Video
Right.
games,
Yeah, it was
everything.
always very political.
Very political.
Right.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago, when I was starting Venerella 2, he rode the coattails of every comic skate person like Ethan Van Sciver,
Right.
Billy
Right.
Billy Tucci,
Right.
uh,
Right. Right.
all those Graham Nolan, who created co-creator of Bane, Chuck
Right.
Dixon, all these folks. He rode their coattails and all of a sudden got familiar. The comics verse people got familiar with him.
Right.
But he's still a huge YouTuber from a
Right.
political from nerdrotic type
Well, he's a contributor on the Blaze too.
contributor, right? And that's a conservative YouTube
Right.
kind
Right.
of commentary show. Anyway, long story short, he put out this book called Isom, which Agent DeCamp had the unfortunate thing to buy. This guy raised like crowdfunding, Jeff, like
Uh-huh.
1.5, 2 million. He raised $2 million, dude. Jeff, his book is total shit.
Short.
Every page in the book
Mm-hmm.
is a page taken from 3D assets, which
Mm-hmm.
is a
What we were just talking about.
what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And he literally placed the characters on the page. Let's
Yeah.
just say with
Well, what it was is I don't think he realized they were doing that. He hired a bunch of Brazilian artists
Oh boy.
to do the book for him,
Right.
and they just did the artwork that way. I don't even think he even recognized it when he saw it.
Yeah, but you know what that goes to show, Agent?
That he didn't know what he was doing.
He doesn't know what he's doing. A, he don't know the comic business. B, he has no experience reading comics.
Right.
Well, he used to do some comic shows, earlier on.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was a fan, but he would have pictures of different superheroes in the background all the time.
But my problem was,
But I don't think he is a true, he's not a collector.
my point is, yeah, but he's not even a reader because
Right.
he can't tell a story or write a story or recognize a story. And here's all I'm saying. Just because you read Nightfall in the 90s or whatever
Right.
with Batman and Graham Nolan and that, just because you read issues of Nightfall doesn't mean you have the history to go back and look at comic books.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be elitist,
Mhm.
but I've been reading comic books since 1975 off the spinner rack. And since then, I've read thousands and thousands, and I've seen all the trends come and go. And yes, I am a professional writer. That's what I've done my whole life for a career too. But my point is that there comes a point where you got to stop looking at posters on your wall and the MCU
Right.
movies and actually read Watchmen or read Crisis on Infinite Earths or read an old copy of The Unknown Soldier or Venerella or whatever to be able to recognize the idea agent that there's no way he's the CEO publisher of this company and didn't see the final proofs and say, yeah, that looks great. That's bullshit. It's like
No, I'm not saying that.
like
that
my
he
good
didn't see them.
like my buddy
I'm saying
EVS says,
Did use
like
of a 3D asset.
right. But like our buddy EVS says, forget the 3D assets. It's objectionably bad.
Right.
It's not even you know how we all have different tastes. Okay. You can pick up a copy of the Max, okay, image, and you might not be into that style, but you're gonna read it and say, oh yeah, or like Hellboy, Mike Mignola, and all that shit.
Right.
Like I'm not a fan of that, but I can objectively say that they're good comics, whether it's my cup of tea or not.
They have a plot, and the writer knows the plot.
Right. But objectively, ISOM 1, and from what I've seen of ISOM 2, they look like, and you're talking about books that made millions and millions of dollars at the expense of people like myself or even Shane Davis, who his new campaign in Glorious Rex 2, he's raised what, $50,000?
He's over 100.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. But whatever.
Yeah, because he had two campaigns.
That's right, yeah.
Indiegogo
had, and then go fund my comic or whatever.
No, it was on his own site.
But my point is, though, that's a guy who should be making millions of dollars.
Right.
Because he's an actual DC artist that he did Red Sun, Superman, and all that shit. This is a real accomplished Metal Men, fantastic runs.
Yes.
That's good stuff. That's an actual professional. People like what I'm seeing online, the reason they're getting criticized is because they haven't learned their craft. And it is a grift if you're making $2 million and your product sucks.
Right.
You know, it really does. And I could say the same thing about EVS, by the way, doing that cover for Andrew Tate. You know, Andrew Tate, that guy who like pimps girls and used to be a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
He did the cover, but the artwork and the story probably sucks.
Right, it did.
You know, and
I didn't buy the book; it was too expensive.
Oh, but it looked like
$100 an issue.
It's like if Logan Paul came out with a comic book. It's the same shit. It's so, you know, speaking of, and this is I'm getting back to my point. I'm appearing on Katie Didd's channel next week, and she and her ilk on her YouTube channel love picking at these YouTubers, these zeros who are publishing comics just because they have a following.
Right.
You know, and it is exactly what she and EVS and Shane Davis and all these people say. They are really just providing a product for their YouTube following to buy.
Right.
You know, they're actually not artists. So, you know.
Well, I think one of Eric July's problems being that he wants to be a writer is he doesn't know the writing structure. And I think he has the story in his head, but he's only telling certain parts of it without having a full plot.
No,
the full plot's in his head, but he doesn't know how to break it up to make it still legible.
Well, I have a better theory which aligns with things I've heard a few people criticize him of. He's making it like the story reads like a movie or a TV show.
Right.
That's going to get canceled at any moment.
Right.
And there's no like
he's saying like a bad TV show.
There's no setup for it either. It's in other words, he like, you know, when you're an artist, you in your head you have the first page and the last page, and then you think of a way to get there. Right. That's what you do as like when you're a writer creator, like a writer artist like myself. you have a plan of this is how it's, and you know how it ends before you write it. It appears to me, from what I've seen, even in this Yaira crap, it seems to me like they're winging it.
Right.
They're winging it, and the problem is that that pie of crowdfunding is being eaten up by folks that are either supremely late, like myself, or a bunch of amateurs who have a lot of money who are making millions of dollars, but then the product sucks. And to me, to be honest with you, when this first started, I thought Katie Dids and I thought EVS and a lot of people were being too harsh, but I don't think so, because what it is it's framing the crowdfunding life of indie comp in a bad in a it's going to leave a bad taste
Right.
in people's mouth, because they're going to say, wow, this is a joke. Indie
Right.
comics aren't about Everett Hartsoe anymore, or they aren't about Billy Tucci, or
Right.
about um, IDW, or Boom, or who's doing Vampirella right now?
Dynamite still.
Dynamite.
Yeah, but Dynamite has a lot of those Kickstarters now, so it's like,
Yeah.
And Brian Polito,
yeah.
yeah, all these indie creators who do crowdfunding and Kickstarters and all that stuff, they're not selling $2 million worth of merchandise. Now, to be fair, this guy makes almost one, like this new campaign for Yaira made $1.3 million so far, but it's only sold like 18,000 copies. Now, if Brian Polito did a Lady Death campaign and he only sold 18,000 copies, he'd probably close up shop. If Marvel or DC put out a book and they only sold 18,000 copies, they'd be out of business.
Oh no, they sell a bunch of them like that.
But honestly, Agent, the top sellers, the Batmans and the Spider-Mans,
Right.
they sell 120, 180,000 a
No,
month.
I think you're going to find out they're capping off at 120.
Are they really?
I
Okay.
think so. Yeah.
Well,
They just keep jacking the price up.
in 1994, we had
yeah.
comics for what, $2.95 that sold 2 million, 5 million, 8 million. Every Image comic that came out, Youngblood and Spawn, they all sold 2.5, 3 million copies, and they were only $1.95 a pop. And when Spawn came out, when Spawn relaunched 300 or whatever a couple years ago, King Spawn, and he had all that shit. He sold millions of copies of that book.
Right.
But he didn't make. But
one of the things you had to know about Sparwin, though, is Spawn was getting close to being canceled.
Yeah, I know.
Because his sales were in the toilet, and then that's when he decided to come out with the Spawn universe.
Right.
When I first heard about that, I thought it was just going to be like an expanded universe of new characters, but no, it was just different Spawns.
Yeah. And I bought all 4 books for about 6 months, and I said, "Fuck this." In fact, when I saw that Brett Booth wasn't drawing Gunslinger anymore, I said, "Screw that,"
Right.
But also, but that's how. But by the way, that's what reinvigorated the Spawn universe, is me picking them up at my LCS. Speaking of Agent de Camp, I want to put the word out there. Our LCS, I don't know if you go to them a lot, but Cloak and Dagger in Ormond Beach. You're not on Facebook, but they had a flood.
My wife showed me today.
They had a flood in the salon behind them or next door.
Yeah.
Damaged thousands of dollars worth of damage. So I don't know. I think those two, the proprietors there, they must hang out at the same good luck spa that I do.
I hear you.
But yeah, I want to do something for them. I may, when I start my campaign next week, I may have a live auction and do some pieces for them.
That's good.
Help raise money.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing that I want to do. I want to make money and help raise money. And also, I'm going to plug this really quick. That same LCS, I'm going to be appearing on May the 4th. I'm going to be doing a signing for Venerella 2 there. And
Free Comic Book Day.
I'm sorry?
Free Comic Book Day, isn't it?
Free Comic Book Day, that's right. And it's Star Wars Free Comic Book Day, all that shit. So I'm going to be doing signing. I'm going to have some stuff to give away. I think I may auction off a piece of original art from Venerella 2. I may do something special for them in light of their little flood that they had, or I might just bring galoshes and do a signing. We'll see what happens. But I don't mean to make light. I'm really actually very, very concerned about their product, and
right.
maybe they have a wet damage sale. Maybe they have really key issues that are all crumpled up because they got wet. I'll buy some. And that's the thing too. Is Jeff? Let me ask you, Jeff. Are you still buying slabbed work at all or graded stuff?
Yeah, not as much as I used to.
Agent DeCamp and I, last time we spoke, Agent was doing a whole video on that whole CGC scandal.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
This week, you heard, right, Camp? They bought the signature. What the hell is that company?
Authentication.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they bought another company.
authenticate signatures.
Yeah. So CPCS might be in a little bit of trouble if they get this up and running.
Thing is, though, the CBCS cases, they couldn't break into them.
Yeah. But that's the one thing is the CPCS cases are better, but the problem is if they get this authentication part of it, everybody's gonna want that yellow
I don't
label.
think they're going to do it yellow. I have a feeling they're going to have a different color for it.
Okay.
Because I think they're still going to want to have people pay them to witness something.
Right.
They'll probably keep that yellow, and they'll go to a different color for
authentication.
Yeah.
Let's hope they don't go to like a red color like they did, or like CBC.
Oh gosh, I don't even know what color they could do. They already use green, they use purple, they use blue, they use yellow.
Do they have any pink?
I won't be surprised if they do you end up pink.
Did you
Actually,
did you guys see the color of my wall in the back?
Yeah.
Sorry. Since my last stream, it was redecorated. There was a young lady living in here, and
I figured that was your Barbie watching room.
Yeah. Hey, Barbie. Now, I got to tell you, I liked Barbie a lot.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
All right. Can we all say, did we like it? Wasn't it kind of good? No?
I didn't see it.
It was okay for me. It was okay.
No, I like Margot Robbie though.
It's on HBO Max.
It's hilarious that people say Barbie isn't representative of what a woman can actually be. She's an impossible thing. Well, I don't know. Margot Robbie looks like a Barbie.
Yeah, but what you're missing, if you saw the movie in Barbie Land, they're all named Barbie.
Right.
There's all different Barbies.
No, what I'm talking about is the people that come out and say it's a bad thing for girls to look up to or to aspire to because they can never achieve that.
I got you.
It was like, well, Margot Robbie did.
Yeah, well, in the movie, Margot Robbie plays what they actually call stereotypical Barbie. They have names for the different Barbies. I thought, believe it or not, I saw the movie over when it came out last summer or whatever. And I actually saw it in the theaters. I actually liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. And just like someone like EBS or someone, it's not a feminist movie. It's a movie for women and girls. And there's no doubt about it. But as a man who went and saw it, it was very entertaining. Ryan Gosling is the star of the movie, by the way.
My daughter and son-in-law both said Gosling stole this movie.
He did. It was fantastic. And the movie was good. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but it was good. And it's like I just said, when you talk about when I just mentioned like books and comics and everything in fandom, there's things that you may not be into, right? But objectively, you can go see it or read it or whatever and say, wow, that's good. It's not my cup of tea, but it's good. And that's actually, believe it or not, what Barbie was. Barbie was, I think, objectively stated that it's a really, really good movie. And by the way, it made like $2 billion, so it must be okay.
Right.
You don't have things like that suck. It's like honestly, like, I'm sorry, I know I'm going to get hate for this, but like someone like a Taylor Swift, she does not write music for the three of us, okay? But to say that it's not good is stupid.
Exactly.
To say it's not good is dumb. That's like saying The Beatles aren't good. A lot of people, that's not their cup of tea, to be honest with you, especially some young people, in the metal community and stuff. They're like, oh, the Beatles are overrated and stuff. Yeah, but objectionally, they are good.
Mhm.
It's whether it's subjectively your preference or not, that's fine. But not everyone loves The Godfather. Most women don't.
Right.
Godfather is their
Right.
cup of tea. But objectionally, you can look at it, both the book and the movie, and say, no, it's really good. It's just
Mhm.
it might not be your preference.
Right.
A lot of people don't like Star Wars, but Star Wars is objectively really good.
Right.
Taxi Driver. A lot of Scorsese films, women are not going to want to go see those movies, but they are good movies regardless of who the audience is. And
Right.
just like comic books, just like Marvel, DC, and indie. And that's the thing too, when I started this program 3 years ago when I started streaming, I was so anti the big two.
Mhm.
Okay. But you know what? Just like I'm gonna echo another streamer. The worst comics put out by Marvel or DC are sometimes head and shoulders above anything coming out in indie comics for two reasons. A, they're done like factory. B, the people, regardless of their political lean or whatever, they still know how to put a comic together, and they do know how to tell a story. Whether you like the story or not, that's different. That's different.
Right.
So, and like Agent of Camp, he buys a lot of mainstream comics. Do you not?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you I got my stack here.
Are
This order.
are
I
60%
haven't opened it.
of them decent, or are they all shit?
They're pretty much all shit
So why are you buying them?
because I don't want to interrupt my runs.
He's
Oh,
a completist. That's what he is. He's
Yeah.
a completist. He's not.
Like I said, I have over 70,000
Mm.
comic books.
Well, you know what? Forget everything I said.
Oh no, it's fine.
But I got to ask you, the shit that you're consuming,
Uh-huh.
if the part of the run, which don't the runs all restart at one anyway, the runs of these comics, if they're shit,
They have legacy numbers now.
I gotcha. But if they're shit, what's the point of collecting them then?
Because you hope that they'll get back to where it's a good book.
Like, okay, so I'm gonna pivot real quick, and if anybody's got to go, let me know. But I want to ask you this real quick: the X-Men are relaunching.
Uh-huh.
I was the comic books. Let's not talk about animated yet. The X-Men relaunch.
Yep.
I think
Oh boy.
I think the people that were announced and the artists were announced did nothing for me. And
Gail Simone's on one book. I know that.
but you know what? Let me tell you something. When Gail Simone used to write Birds of Prey and shit, I
Yes.
love those
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah.
That was a
And
good
her
book.
Red Sonja wasn't too bad either. So yeah.
Great comics. So forget. I don't care whether they got vaginas or they're gay or they're purple.
No, yeah, I don't care about that either. It's
My
just a
point is,
lot of writers.
Gail Simone's a proficient writer. But what I want to
Right.
know is it's like, why not just one new Uncanny X-Men? And I hate, and so I'm going to pivot real quick. I'm sorry, I was cynical and leery about the X-Men 97, and
Uh-huh.
I'm going to swear to God on a stack of Bibles, I watched both episodes and I love them.
Right.
I did too. I watched both of them. I liked it.
Thought they were fantastic. First of all, I thought the animation was top notch.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1,000 times better than the 95, 97 version.
Right.
And the story and the action and what they did with Cyclops finally
Right.
making
I haven't
him
watched it.
make what?
I haven't watched it because I never really watched the 90s cartoon.
Yeah, but you're an X-Men fan, right?
Yeah.
Watch it. You'll love it.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
It's great. It's great.
I know I watched Echo and that was awful.
And but my son, who's a teenager,
Uh-huh.
he's
must
the
have loved
only familiarity he has with the X-Men 95, 97, 95 through 97 cartoon is the theme song. Okay.
Right.
And of course he's seen every X-Men movie and Wolverine fan and all that.
Right.
But he watched the animated show with me the other night and he's like, when is the next episode coming out? It's great. And
Yeah.
And by the way, those first two
But that's
episodes
how we were when we were younger, man. And when we
Disney,
watched it,
on
yeah,
Disney Plus, those
Yeah.
two shows are
yeah.
Well, they
fire.
have all the other ones on Disney Plus. Have them watch it from the beginning.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of time. He's got school. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point,
Watch
dude,
2 episodes a day.
Agent, I have them all on VHS. He doesn't have to. I have them all on VHS.
Well,
I have
just
one of
well,
those.
at least you got one.
Used to get them at the Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I have those too
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
comic books.
Yep, yep. And you know what? That's where we're going to break this down. That's what we're talking about. You know, we could sit around and talk about the Pizza Hut VHSs, X-Men from the 90s. And by the way, I was an adult. I had already graduated college and was working a real job when that cartoon came on. But I was so excited because I read X-Men when I was a kid. And I'm like, so here I am in my late 20s watching X-Men on Saturday morning whenever it came on and thinking, wow, that's so cool. You know, and then 3 years later, 3 years later, in 2000, 2001, we got a live action X-Men that
Right.
by the way, they had been talking about for like 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
In the 80s when you saw the John Romita Jr. run of X-Men, when Storm had the Mohawk first time and all that.
Yeah.
And you saw all those, the Forge Storm thing. And by the way, spoiler, Storm just lost her powers. So it's the same run that you watched, in the late 80s there, when she loses her powers. It's a really good show, and you know that it brings back, and it's not just nostalgia, because to be honest with you, in another spoiler, Charles is dead and Magneto's coming to help, and it's really good. And the action and the pacing is phenomenal.
Well, it wasn't a spoiler saying Charles is dead because they show that in the teaser.
Okay, well, there's a fight scene with the Sentinels in this new episode, that in the first episode, that's like epic. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, it's not like it's little good, it's fantastic. So anybody watching the chat, watching this video on Rewind, go check out the X-Men 97 show. And you know what? Poo, you could say all you want. Star Wars is dead. Disney is dead. The MCU. You can make all these jokes all you want, but let me tell you something. They knocked it out of the park, at least with the first 2 hours of this X-Men show. It was fantastic. So you know what?
Well, hopefully that makes up for Echo.
There is quality things in the mainstream media, and there's quality in the independent alternatives that are out there too. Support them all, and regardless of your preference, consume them all, enjoy it, and read comics, and more importantly, back Misty America 2 when it launches in the next few weeks, because I have lots of bills to pay.
Yeah.
And
I did a short on my channel for Venerella.
I know, I did. I saw it. I shared it. I liked it. I said it was nice.
Yep.
Me and the one other person that saw it liked it. No, actually, Department of Comics with Agent DeCamp has a very big following. And Agent found, I think, even though I don't see a lot of comments and stuff, I do see a lot of subscribers. Right. And I think it's because Agent DeCamp has a lot of toys. And he gets a lot of pedophiles and small children watching it.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Like he's like that little girl unboxing the toys.
I don't think so.
Truthfully, that's it. And but Agent DeCamp, it's definitely not because of the audio quality, but it's those toys. Those toys are it. Speaking of toys, get and by the way, Venerella 2, it's out. If you missed it, well, screw you. If you missed Venerella 2, you missed out. Screw you. Venerella 3 will be coming soon. Misty America 2 will be launching soon. See me on Katie Did's YouTube channel a week from yesterday. So it's this coming Saturday around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be on the channel promoting Misty America 2.
Don't you have more copies of Venerella 2 to sell?
I'm sorry?
Don't you have more copies of Venerella 2 to sell?
Of course.
Yeah, so they can pick them up either A, at your signing, or can they hit you up on one of your social media networks?
Yes, of course. Yes. Thank you, Agent de Camp. I will
You're
give
welcome.
you. Yes, you can always DM me. You can
I'm always a salesman.
Message me through here, DM me, send me nudes via Twitter or
Don't do
X.
that.
Send me nudes.
You don't want to be the new Ed Piscor, do you?
Oh, that's Ed Piscor in a little trouble, I hear.
Yeah.
And by the way, so much trouble that I heard that he took his YouTube account down.
Oh, did he? Cartoonist
Cartoonist
Kayfabe was
Kayfabe,
down?
allegedly.
I haven't looked.
They took the YouTube channel down. That's a big deal. That's a big channel. But, it just goes to show you shouldn't be asking 17-year-old girls to stay at your apartment in Philadelphia.
Nope.
I think it's okay to flirt online if you don't know how old they are. And no doubt it's not.
No, I don't think so.
And I think some ladies, like some commentators have said, probably weren't in the right. I think a lot of ladies are a little too flirty with older men.
Mhm.
And it was just an online. So, I mean, let's call it what it is. But at the same time, I don't think you should be propositioning 17-year-old girls to stay at your house.
Right.
When you're in your 40s.
Yep.
I don't think it's good when you're in your 30s. Now, maybe if Ed Piscor was 22 years old,
right,
and he was sliding into her Instagram DMs, that's a different story. But that's like you and me talking to a 17-year-old and asking them, come stay at our house. That is bad.
My kids are older than that.
What?
My kids are older than that.
Right. My T-shirt is older than that. But the point is, that's one to grow on. Anyway, this is Anthony Sika with Misty America creator, Venerella creator,
Ciao.
Wild Mercury Comics. I'm here with Jeff and Agent DeCamp. We're going to be signing out tonight. I thank you all for watching. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all three of you who are watching, and share this on your social media and tell them Anthony Sika's back, motherfucker.